Whether you're new to keto or even if you've been on it for a very long time, one of the things I'm sure you love about it is that it's so easy and it's so good, and we can find substitutions for almost everything that we love. Well, that's almost true. When I started on keto, I tried to make all kinds of keto French fries, and they were a big, like you just say, okay, I'll just make some crispy pepperoni instead. Well, I came across a new recipe for carnivore fries, and it's a lot of liquid egg whites and egg white powder. And I thought, well, that's worth a try. So stick around and let's see how this tastes. Hi, welcome back to Keto Over 50. I'm RJ. Let's get started. I found this recipe on wellsama.com. So we're going to see if they're a hero. Okay, it starts with 2 cups of liquid egg whites, and I had a half a carton here, so I grabbed another one. Did I put 2 in there? I can't remember. Oh boy, those look so different. They really do. This is just from the grocery store. It's not expired. That's surprising. Oh yeah, September 2nd. Eggs last a lot more than you think. And this one was September 25th. This year, or 2024. I always joke that I'm becoming my mother because she would I hate to tell you this, she would cut the mold off a tomato and eat the rest of it. She'd go, it's perfectly good. And I would just lose my mind. The last time I was cooking with my little hand mixer, I let it lay on the counter and it fell off and it broke. My Sunbeam Mix Master. So I bought this one on Amazon, Chardor, like the car door, the Chardor. And what really cracks me up is it says it has 6 speeds, but it really just has turbo, really fast. So if I'm folding in, I need to get another one that has a slow gear on it. But it's fantastic for beating egg whites. It takes me 2 hands to shut it off too, because I have to hold it and move it. I'm starting to think I need a bigger bowl. This is going to go everywhere. Okay, let me go grab my really big bowl. And I'm also going to add 2 teaspoons of salt to the egg whites, which just seems wrong, doesn't it? Usually egg whites are dessert. I've encountered this before, especially with liquid egg whites, where they're just not really getting into stiff peaks. They're kind of, you can see they're kind of stiff. And I was surprised that the recipe said add the salt before you whip it, because I know with most things you add the salt afterwards or the sugar. So I separated it. I thought maybe the problem was that there was too much in one bowl. So I separated it back into the smaller bowl, half and half. Let me whip these up. We'll put them together. We'll see what happens. So I added a fresh egg white into each of these bowls. Gosh, it just went everywhere. Oh my goodness, everywhere, all over my stove that I just cleaned. It looks like it snowed on my cooktop. Okay, this is 4 tablespoons of egg white powder. And I'm going to try and mix those on low. And this is interesting to me. They're at a 1/4 cup of allulose. I guess that little bit of sweetness, you know, potatoes have sugar in them. That's why they're not low carb. And let me mix that in. Then I have a surprise ingredient. I'm also going to say I would whip the egg whites till they're stiff and then add the salt. That was just weird that it said whip them together. So a while ago, I bought, if I can get it open. A while ago, I bought mashed potato. Can you see that? Mashed potato extract seasoning. And you're supposed to use, I don't know, 6 to 10 to 12 drops. And I tried them once before and I didn't think they made a big difference. I've seen some people add like a tablespoon or so of instant mashed potatoes, and it doesn't take up the carb count that much. So I would go for that if I had some. But I'm going to try this. It couldn't hurt. That's it. And the recipe said don't beat it too much after you add the allulose and white egg white. get so distracted when I'm cooking. My goodness. Okay, so that's that. This is exactly how I broke my mix master. I just set it down like this and the cord caught it. So I sprayed a loaf pan with I used olive oil spray since we're working with savory ingredients here. Now I'm probably going to have more than I need. Can I do this on the camera? I'm probably going to have way more of this than I need because I added those 2 extra egg whites. But what we're going to do, this is so crazy. This recipe is crazy. Okay, so you're going to bake it like a bread, only when it comes out, you're going to let it cool. And then you're going to cut it into French fry shapes, rectangles, long skinny sticks, right? And then I'm going to fry it in beef tallow. I have bacon fat in the fridge, but I thought I'd try my wonderful grass-fed beef tallow first. And that's it. And I have the oven at 325. And I don't know if I'm going to put that in something else too. But if this works and we have something that's crunchy and crispy and almost as good as French fries or potato chips, I'm going to be really happy that I tried this. So it's going in at 325 for 50 minutes. One of the other things that I really love about this recipe, 25 grams of protein in each serving, which is fantastic. Between the egg whites and the egg white protein powder, that'd be such a healthy snack. Fried in tallow, 0 carbs. So let's see what happens. And while that's cooking, I want to take a minute to thank my sponsor for this video, Biosensor. Hold the box up right, Carol Merrill. I've been wearing my monitor for about a week now, and it's amazing to see how much what I eat makes the dial go up. I'll show you some screenshots here of my results. And when I exercise, when I work out, I've really been working on my arms lately. They have a long way to go, but I'm actually seeing tremendous results taking some creatine monohydrate, which I think is helping too. But I really want to thank Biosensor. I have a special link for you where you can save money. It's SIBIOsensor.com/RJ Keto. Of course it is, right? And you can save 5% by using my promo code, which is Keto over 50. No surprises here, right? Just nice treats for you. So I'll keep you posted on how I'm doing with my sensor. It's really fun to wear. It's super easy to put on, and you can really track yourself 24/7 live. Like I wasn't always putting MCT oil in my latte in the morning. I saw that when I use my MCT oil, yes, it makes a difference and it spikes my ketones, which means I'm in ketosis. So that's very exciting. What a nice device. And I want to thank them for sponsoring this video. Okay, it's been about an hour and a half now. The cakes, I want to call them the cakes. The French fries, the carnivore fries, were in the oven for 50 minutes. I looked at them at 40 minutes and took a picture. And they really looked done and ready to go. But I think I've mentioned before, whenever I follow a recipe for the first time, I use common sense, but I also try to stick to it. So I took them out with 3 minutes left to go. So I made another little bread loaf pan, and I already cut that up. But it was so robust. It was huge, like a gorgeous loaf of bread. And I don't know if this has fallen or what you would call that, but it has collapsed. And I wonder, I made that lemon loaf with allulose. This recipe said you can use allulose. So I did, and it doesn't smell sweet. So I'm going to cut this up into French fry size pieces. And that end piece was tough. Okay, and you can see I've already got the other ones done. So I'm going to get these sliced, and I'm going to make them just as thin as I possibly can. You can see it's spongy, just like an angel food cake. Whipped egg whites, right? Some things just make sense. So I'm going to get this done and see you in a second. Okay, this is really interesting. As I'm cutting them, I want you to see that the bread substance, the egg white success. Now, I don't know if this is because it fell or if it's supposed to fall. I doubt it. But it's splitting, slipping. It's splitting in the middle. The top is one texture, kind of like angel food cake, I would think. It's just kind of light and fluffy. And then in the middle, it's wet, which could be really exciting when we drop it into hot boiling fat. And then the bottom part, it almost looks like there's, I don't know, a lot of holes, very spongy. And they said, don't beat it too hard. It will look like styrofoam, or it will be like styrofoam. And who wants styrofoam French fries? I don't. But you see how this is separating? Very interesting, if you can see that, if I get my hand out of the way. It doesn't give me as much surface space for frying as a 10 or 12 inch fry pan would do, but it should curtail some of the danger, some of the hazard that I'm facing here with popping tallow. And of course, I'm curious how different they would be if I fried them in bacon fat. Lard. Okay, and let's see how long this takes. Again, there was nothing in the recipe. It was really oversimplified. But if it's good, I got a separate bowl and I lined it with paper towels for draining. And I don't know how long it's going to take for them to get brown, but I'll tell you in a minute. I don't know if they look like French fries, but they look like toast. I have to tell you, I have had this recipe in my sights, printed out, probably going on 3 months. And I don't know why I was afraid to make them. I had other things too that I wanted to do, other recipes, lots of soup and cookies. I may have to stick to soups after this. Oh my goodness. What do you think so far? The ones in the middle are getting crispier first, of course. My wok doesn't heat real evenly, but it is nonstick. Okay, so they weren't popping, which is good. But once they start to get dark, boy, they really get dark. Look at that. Wow. And I need to dust them with some salt, but I want to get some more going in the pan. Okay, are we ready for this? That's a lot of fat in there. Can you see that? I want to make sure. Right under the camera, under the overhead. Okay. And I'm going to sprinkle them with a little salt. And this is sea salt that I used earlier too. So, if they're more like bread, what I can do? Croutons. They're making me think of croutons. Do you like to experiment with new recipes? I'm trying to determine if they're a decent snack item, because they're not like French fries at all. That's a lot of work for a blackened French fry. Also, if I was carnivore, maybe I'd be more excited about this. But with keto, like I said when I started this, we have so many options. I mean, we can even make keto pizza now. In fact, my very favorite keto pizza is the one made with mozzarella, an egg, and pork panko, the Italian style pork Good King panko. And I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed with this, but I just turned off the stove because it has soaked up all of the tallow that I used on these. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm not going to fry them. I might eat these. Like I said, they may make croutons. I could, they're not all keepers. That's why I kept this recipe for so long without making it, because I had a feeling, based on the egg white and egg white powder ingredients, that the texture might be an issue. And it really is. I wonder if you could put syrup on this and make it like French toast. Oh God, no. It has way too much salt in it. And that's in the dough. Thank you so much for joining me for this experiment with carnivore fries. Again, we are so blessed to have chosen to be on keto. And I'm kind of more like ketovore. I eat a lot more meat, very few vegetables, but this really sucked. This is one of the worst things I've ever made. So I hope you enjoyed the content. If you're having fun with me, please give the video a thumbs up, a like, and please subscribe. It really helps my channel. I love cooking for you, and I'd love to keep this up. I'm so close to 2,000 subscribers. I've been at like 1995 for 2 or 3 weeks already. I need to get over 2,000, and then we're going on to 100,000 because I want one of those plaques. So please share, comment, let me know what you thought of this. You don't want me to eat this and tell you, oh, you have to run out and make this. Oh God, no. Do not run out and make this. It actually looks a little like an acorn squash with the curves in it. I don't know if I did something wrong. I followed the recipe to the letter, cooked it at 325 for 50 minutes. Who cares, right? It's not going to work. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Thank you again for joining me. This is RJ for Keto Over 50. Stay beautiful. You know you are.